Invite party to co-stream. Alright, now, the other quick thing, if you have any devices to throw on your channel as someone's watching, definitely helps. One sec, guys, getting our web show going here real quick. Alright. Include audio there, Trogdor.
Already did.
Alright. Hey guys, this is Voices in Our Head. Live from your mom's basement. How you doing, guys?
From your mom's basement.
Oh, it's so great, man. Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm glad to be back here playing Halo 5 with you. It's been a while, but we are here. We are gonna be talking about some DLC prices, what they do for people, consumers, web designers. Well, I mean game designers. My bad, wrong thought there. As well as microtransactions. What you guys think and everything. Go ahead and put your input. We are more than happy to talk with the viewers and have conversations. But anyways, so DLC.
We all welcome your feedback.
I gotta say this, man. There's a reason why we picked Halo 5. All right, at least it was kind of more my decision. One, we wanted a co-host because that's pretty cool.
Slayer. Let's see what you can do.
Halo has probably gone through the biggest changes of dealing with DLC and microtransactions and how they work. Right?
Bring off the block.
So what it's about is DLC, Halo 5, right? It's all about, they dealt with it all, alright? First you had Halo 2
You're on a roll.
actually start doing DLC, right from the beginning. I don't know if you remember that, Truck.
We're talking about Halo 2?
Center of attention.
Yeah, way back in Halo 2 when Halo 2 had DLC. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that DLC that was like mind blowing. Like, oh man, we can actually have like
Rush.
you know, this game that came out already. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a cool, fun new feature, absolutely. Well, one thing about Halo 2 having DLC, I'll notice if you remember what happened with that, but do you remember how they put out that content? Basically what they did was they threw out the DLC and said, hey, if you guys pay for this DLC, you guys get to play these maps, like, exclusively with everyone else who has these maps, for like, I don't know, what was it, like 2 or 3 months or something like that? Only those people exclusively got to play on those maps, right? That was pretty cool. Feel like you're special and whatnot, right? But it was really cool.
Squad leader!
What they also
halfway
did
to victory
was after that allotted time, they turned around and gave everyone the maps anyways, free of charge. Like, everyone got them for free.
Center of attention.
Which was really, really cool. Although DLC was just starting out.
Lock lead.
Yeah, it was very nice to see that. And then, now you remember Halo 3 when they did DLC. That they kind of switched it up, and it wasn't the whole exclusive time. And if you didn't buy it, then you didn't get joined.
Double.
So
Yeah, that's true. They kept it locked away. They kept it locked for like that bought it for
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the case. At least it was for Halo 4, for sure. Halo Reach. But so, and then from there, like, that's about the time when all these other games started doing DLC and stuff. And got these other people doing DLC. They turned around and let's see. Oh, I told the space there for a second. It's awesome. Too busy smashing people, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I've noticed you kind of spaced up too, but we're good, man. We're just here
Leaders
to have
nearing
fun
victory.
and talk about some interesting, fun things, anyways. Good knowledge about how things work. So, anyways,
yeah, but I mean,
yeah, go for it, man.
yeah,
Yes.
I mean, through
in the
like
lead.
that, yeah, they
That's a double.
But I feel like we should probably, you know, talk about how it's been for Halo 5. Because, I mean, Halo 5 is actually doing, you know, what people have asked
Center of
for
attention.
for decades. You know what I mean? I mean that is
All right, hold on. Before we get quite on that, let's verify a little bit more of how DLC came to be and microtransactions. Right? That's totally somewhere I want to get to. Absolutely.
You're on
But
a
the whole
roll.
point that I was getting
Next
at
kill
with the
wins.
whole DLC being kind of exclusive to those people was more the fact that in the end, what happened is when they did that, it started splitting up the community.
That's the match. Victory.
Did it not? I mean, there was some
Yeah.
people who had
Yeah,
the
I
maps
mean,
and other
well,
people
I
who
mean,
didn't. So
look.
what they did was they had to separate playlists, man. They had to separate them. So you got like half of the population over here because the other half can't play the full game, you know? And through DLC, then game designers turned around and was like, hey, we're going to start like half-ass making these games because we're going to start throwing DLC content out. And then in order for people to get like the full game with the full experience and all these extra maps and whatnot, they have to pay like all this extra money. I mean, take a look at Call of Duty, alright? About every single year a new Call of Duty game comes out. About how much is it to play like a full Call of Duty game? Like
I mean, with all the zombies expansions that they end up putting out and like the map packs, you know, it's a lot, man.
It's
you
well
end up
over
spending,
$100.
like, you know, $100. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then half of the people don't have those maps, and so they're limited, and so it splits up the gaming community on a specific game itself. You know, there's already hundreds and hundreds of games to play online, and then the people who are playing your game, you're gonna separate the community.
Yeah, but you know, you also have to take into consideration that Halo is like one of the biggest franchises of like all time, man. Like still is, and so it's you know, I feel like they felt like they could get away with that, you know, because
Breakout. Let's
really,
get serious.
what percentage of people who actually played Halo do you think didn't buy map packs? I mean, that's a pretty low percentage in my opinion.
Round one.
You might be surprised because there's a lot of poor people. I don't even know what we're playing. What is this? Dodgeball?
Paintball? Something? Yeah. Oh, okay.
3 on 4.
Oh, it is paintball.
3 on 3.
Oh, this is a cool.
Yeah.
2 on 3.
This is a very cool design.
Pretty cool.
Solo.
Oh.
1 on 2.
Wait, did my guy just Nathan Fillion just say
That
YOLO?
round's a loss.
lost. Anyways, so back to this conversation. We were on COD. Personally, I don't know, man. I think COD is kind of money grabbing douchebags.
4 on 3.
Jerks. But granted, they're a business. They gotta make money.
3 on 2.
They found an act to
Took him down.
drain a whole
3 on
bunch
1.
of money from their consumers and give them something yearly and keep them buying every single
2
year.
on 1. We won the round.
Yeah. No,
You
I
know?
mean, it's fit into their, business plan, like, very nicely, because they
Round 3.
know that there are those players out there for Call of Duty that no matter what, they're going to be getting the next Call of Duty every year, because that's what they want to play, that's what they're used to, and they kind of cater to, like, the familiarity point. Like, okay,
Yeah.
come on. Like, with
2 on 4.
the new Call of Duty, they're going back to World War II. Oh. I wonder,
because
2 on 1.
Battlefield 1 took it back to World
Yeah.
War 1.
Head to head.
You know?
Exactly, and now they're trying to follow suit.
That
and
round's
they're
a
trying
loss.
to act like it's
You're on the
this whole
chopping
big
block.
thing.
Right?
It's like, oh man,
Round
we're going
4.
back. It's like, guess what? Or you think a game that's
Treachery.
already been out and
3 on 4.
is freaking awesome.
My teammate just shot me in the back. It's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yep, fantastic. Died right off the get-go. It's like in that real paintball. And you get
Yeah,
going
but
and
you
like
accidentally
everyone's
tag.
shooting across the thing and you run across the crossfire and get shot by
Teammate
your
down.
teammate in the back.
2 on
Great
4.
way to start around. So anyways,
2 on 3.
so yeah, that's kind of our pick of why we decided to play some Halo 5 during this conversation. Because then, what happened was,
1 on 2.
you got 2 more truck, you're
Game
done.
over. Tough break.
We
That's a
lost.
defeat.
We have,
Yeah, whatever.
I
That's
feel
okay.
343 and Bungie, well Bungie and then 343, they have done like the most, they've done everything when it comes to DLC and microtransactions. And when it came to Halo 5, alright, they went and they thought about, okay, what should we actually do with these DLCs and microtransactions? You know, we want this good for the fans and for us so that we can make money, right?
Yeah.
They legitimately had that conversation, and they thought about it, and they thought about it, and they didn't want to, they came up with the same conclusion that we had, alright? It's a concept that DLC separates their fans. Well, they want all their fans to be able to play with each other, alright, in the game. It makes it for a lot more fun experiences. People will be able to do a whole lot crazier things when everyone is combined together as a community and bring each other together. So they decided that they was going to make DLC free, which, by the way, Titanfall 2 decided to make their DLC free. You don't have to sit there and pay that, what was it? The season pass or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah, they
I know
didn't have- they didn't
Trogdor's a
have to
big
do this
fan
like a
of
season pass, yeah.
Destiny here. And he's a big
Yes,
fan
sir.
of the DLC content that came out, but fact of the
I
matter
am not a big
was,
fan of the DLC.
Survive the infected
Oh,
apocalypse.
that came
were?
out.
I thought you were.
No, I'm not a fan of the way that they did the DLC, because, like I said, there were major content
You're
droughts.
not looking too hot.
I would pick up the game and I would struggle to find stuff to do for, months on end before they would drop another, DLC or, expansion, quote unquote. And even the expansions were meager, to say the least, you know what I mean? Like, each one had maybe like, okay, 5 story missions, you get another strike, and if you're lucky, then we might put in another raid. We didn't get a raid with House of Wolves, we didn't,
3 survivors left.
but we did end up getting a raid with everything else. but I still feel like it was they didn't realize, you know, how much people actually wanted to play Destiny and spend hours in it, and there just wasn't enough content in the game at all. And because
2-minute warning.
Unless you wanted to grind.
Well, no, and look, even the grind, people got to the end of the grind and they were just like, well, I am done. What is there left for me to do? You know, I mean, I know, especially like towards the end, like year 3, I got to 400 light level pretty much, which is the max light level in Destiny right now, and I got to that pretty much like two or 3 weeks after the last DLC came out, and then after that it was another 4 months until they redid like the raid and released that. But that's not necessarily new content either, it's just updated content. So what they really needed to do was have a steady stream of updated, you know, not just updated,
We got
but
1 minute
new
left.
content to put through the game at all times, like, you know, just to keep people playing and keep people satisfied, because there's so many people out there that like picked up vanilla Destiny, played it for like a couple weeks, maybe a month, sometimes less than that, like Marv.
No, I played more than a month, man, I'll tell you that.
Oh man, you waited until, I know that
Just 30 seconds.
you waited until like 3 weeks after the Vault of Glass raid, like, which is the first raid that ever came out for Destiny, like,
Yeah.
debuted. I remember you know, playing that when it first came out, but like 3 weeks from then, no.
10 seconds left.
And that's what a lot of other people did too. And it's all because, you know,
The survivors held together and pulled
there
through.
wasn't enough, you know, new/updated content, like I said. So, with Destiny
Round
2,
two.
what they're doing, I think, is, you know, what I've heard so far is pretty good. Just because they realize that, and even in like conference calls with like Activision and stuff like that, with investors, where, you know, you have to be, you know, pretty much brutally honest with your investors, you know, in a meeting like that, or else you know, could be in a lot of trouble. But what they ended up
3 survivors
saying,
left.
oh wow, I died. But what they ended up ooh, I just lost my train of thought. What was I saying, Mark?
Just 2 survivors left.
I don't know, I was
Ooh,
trying to
you're
punch
not
someone
looking
right
too hot.
there. You was talking
Ooh.
about something about
Oh yeah, with Destiny 2, what
Destiny.
I like what they've done. What I've heard that they're going to be
2-minute
doing
warning.
is that, you know, they're going to be having 2 more studios with, you know, working under Bungie that are going to be in charge of additional post-release content that doesn't include paid DLCs. So even when they're doing, okay, you know, you can pretty much assume that there's going to be a paid DLC in December, you know, maybe April, and then, you know, I think that's the 2 planned Destiny like paid expansions that they have to come out. But in the meantime, between those, they're going to be releasing actual like new content, not just like, oh, guess what, guys, we updated the strikes, so now there's a scoring system. Woo! You know, now
We got 1 minute left.
like, you know, okay, cool. Now, you know, I didn't really buy into that. You know, whole. I feel like some of the stuff that they did back in, you know, for Destiny was kind of gimmicky, to be honest. And
Yeah.
it sucks is that I know that Destiny could have been such a better game than it was, Like, and if you see, you know, how it is now to when it
Just 30
when
seconds.
it first came out, when it first came out, you know, it's a completely different game, you know, but you know, a lot of that is because they released content and you know, kept going with
10 seconds
the
left.
previous content they had, so they just kept rolling out more and more and more and more, and progressively it became, you know, a fuller game.
The survivors
with
held
more
together
stuff
and pulled
to do.
through.
Not necessarily that, you know, doing that stuff would actually get you, you know, loot or guns or whatever that you actually wanted, but you know, the content was there. So, but I think
Round
in
3.
vanilla Destiny there was like 30 like campaign
Vanilla
missions or something
Destiny.
like that, and then additional like 10 like side quests or something like that, like 40 total, you know, things that you could do in vanilla Destiny. You know, I think maybe not including the, you know, raid and the strike. So like just like campaign missions and stuff. But you know, Destiny 2, they're saying, okay, it's got over 80 campaign missions alone.
3 survivors left. Just 2 survivors left.
Isn't it? Dude, I'm so dumb. I am so dumb. Oh my gosh. I've been playing this entire thing like not knowing what I'm doing. That's so sad. Okay, but yeah, so
how can I kill these guys?
Ooh, you're not looking too hot.
Or do I just try and stay alive, huh?
You just try and stay alive. That's what it is. It's hide and seek.
That's stupid.
Yeah, no, I just got that right now in what the game ended.
Ooh, you're not looking too hot.
I just realized what that was. Anyways, let's finish moving on this conversation, alright? Yeah, move it to
yeah, but
oh, I'll be so happy when this game type is done though. I am not a fan of this game type. Anyways,
but
so
I'll just finish up my point real quick.
Alright, go for it.
So, you know, Destiny 2 has like, you know, over 80 campaign missions, blah blah blah, and that's good for, you know, to establish like a base for, you know, updating content and keeping things fresh and stuff like that. You know, they have a higher pool to kind of pick from if they want to put, oh, okay, a story campaign playlist, whatever, with modifiers. Okay, well, guess what? You're gonna have like 80 different campaign missions that you could have, you know, and you could pick. You could choose and like play. So I mean that's pretty cool. You know, all in all, I feel like they're trying to do the right thing with Destiny 2. The investors and stuff like that, during the investor call said that hey, we need to have a steady stream of content for people to play for Destiny. Destiny is a different kind of game than other games that we have. You know, just releasing like little DLC, like expansion stuff, like, you know, every couple months, just think it's gonna cut it, and we learned that from the first one. So, I'm still good. Yeah.
3 survivors left.
Look, that's great. Look, they're learning from their mistake. You know, I definitely did not like the way that they did the whole DLC and, you know, Destiny, but it was you know, live and learn kind of thing, you know.
We got 1 minute left.
Kind of came out and said that Destiny was really like Destiny like 0.5. It's like pretty much like a test run, and then Destiny 2 is like actually like Destiny. It's like, okay, so you made us pay a full price for like a
test run,
like a beta. Yeah, hey, thanks guys, that's cool. Well, you know, hopefully we learned a lot.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, let's face it, we're all humans.
Just
we all
30
gotta
seconds.
learn and figure out. They gotta test the waters. I mean, it was totally a brand new thing and idea that they were going with, and they did what they could with what they knew. Absolutely, I'll give them that. Right?
10 seconds left.
So, by the way, back on this topic of finish off some microtransactions. We haven't really talked about them yet. So
Game over.
My take on microtransactions, all right, is a bit different. All right. Microtransactions, it can be potentially a very, very good idea. All right. Which actually, we'll back out here real quick and take a look at these cards and show you a bit about microtransactions, a little bit in Halo. Alright, of course, everyone knows these things where you can go on and you can pay real money to buy stuff and you get stuff for it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, here's where I draw the line on microtransactions, alright? Anything that you buy in order to have a complete overall advantage in the game, I feel is just wrong. Alright, granted, some game designers want that to happen because some people will pay for it still, you know, because they want to be the best.
The pay-to-win mentality. Yeah.
The pay-to-win mentality, absolutely. I mean, take a look at all these cell phone games, right? And yet people pay money to play them, to be good at them.
Oh man, by the way, real quick, there is a phone game that I play. It's Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. I have not put in any money into the game, and I've been playing for, I don't know, over 2 years. I kind of feel bad almost because, like, dude, it's a great game, and I feel like I should probably give some money to the developers because they've just been so on point with most everything that they've done. But there are some people in this game that, like, I go on the forums and I see, what they're saying, and there are these people called whales, the whales in most, free to play games, quote unquote, are like the players who put in a ton of money in order to be, super, super crazy at the game. So there are people in this game that have literally spent like, oh man, like 10
This is a crazy design of a map. I like it.
Oh wow, Legos.
Oh, it's a pit. It's a pit. Anyways, yeah, tons of people spend tons of money, right?
Oh man, like upwards of 10 grand on this game alone. Like, are you serious? That is... Whoa.
Perfect kill!
And, okay, the thing about this game, though, is,
well, it is a Star Wars game, right?
Yeah, but, putting... putting money into the game, like, isn't even going to, like, net you anything significant unless you put upwards of, like, $500 into the game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like that. Like, oh, guess what? You need to, in order to be, really, really combat ready, you need your character to be 7 stars. Well, in order for your character to have 7 stars, you need, like, 190 character stars. And with, like, $20 a pop, you might have a chance to get maybe 10 of them. Maybe. You might get another character that you don't really want. You might, like, it's completely random.
Wow. I am
so,
the worst when it comes to randomness, I'll tell you that. Like, if you get
same.
stuff randomly, yeah, no, forget about me, dude. I'm screwed.
Yeah, that kind of came into play for Destiny too. There are things that, like, we've got, like, drops and stuff like that, okay, you can only get, like, once a week, there were some things that I was trying to get for literally months that would just not drop. And it's frustrating, man, that lack of luck, man, especially, but it's an additional, it's an additional kind of hit to your bullet, or hit to your wallet when it's like, okay, well, I just paid for that, and I didn't get what I wanted.
My life sucks
Ouch.
right now.
Yeah, right? Like, dude, that must suck. So, you know, I haven't put any money into that game. But I'm sorry, I kind of derailed.
Yeah, you did. You've been going off for a bit. Let's get back on track here. I'll mention we got finish this up here. All right, let's finish up the microtransactions on Halo 5. All right, get back to that. So we're back to the topic that 343 had a discussion about Halo 5 and microtransactions, which they did a fantastic job with. They decided to come to the conclusion that all their microtransactions, well, one, DLC is going to be free because of microtransactions. They'll make tons of money, right? Which they pretty much absolutely did. I'll get more to that here in a sec. So, what they did was they turned around and they did these microtransactions. They made DLC free, right? And then on top of that, they was like, okay, this game is a very, very competitive game, and we're going to start doing like a portion of the money that we put toward microtransactions, we're also going to put into the prize pool for our Halo tournaments, like real big Halo tournaments. We're talking about ESL, HCS kind of stuff, alright? So
I just got tripled, by the way. Oh, shit.
oh, fantastic! Snap guy over there. Tower court.
Enemy in red yard.
I totally forgot to call out for that. Thank you for shooting.
Ooh.
So, anyways, punched
I
there.
thought you were Halo extraordinaire, man. What happened? Oh, I think I
Dude,
just
I wish. I'm just talking too much. Gotta get wrecked a little bit to be good. If you're not losing, you're not learning, right? All day, every day. Look at that bolt trooper. Suck it.
I don't know. At one point,
Man, I learn every day, man. I don't know about you. Don't even hate. So anyways, back on this topic that we keep getting distracted on, alright? Because we're totally getting slaughtered.
Yeah, we are.
So, gosh, what am I talking about? It's something to do with like Halo
We're
5.
talking about microtransactions. in Halo
I
5,
get that.
man.
I get
Taking
that.
damage in red next.
So microtransactions. Okay, here we go. I remember now. Oh, these are gonna be
343.
great fun web shows. So anyways, I
Yeah.
like the fact how they decided
It was short-term
that,
memory loss.
hey,
trying to
yeah, I
talk
know,
about
right?
stuff.
And you keep talking over me when I'm trying to explain something, and then I lose my thought. This is gonna be great, man.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so what I like how 343 did in microtransactions is they didn't let, like, your play to win, like, it wasn't all about play to win, alright? For the most part, it was all about cosmetic stuff. It was, your skins for your armor, different armors, colored visors, weapon skins, all that sort of stuff. And then on top of that, yes, they had you unlock some weapons, get certifications, but they only allowed that to, like, work in the whole, Warzone game type. So they had a slight small play to win factor in this game. However, it wasn't all that bad either, kind of thing. Like, it didn't take over competitive play. They kept competitive play and social play completely different in how microtransactions work. Then on top of that, they took a portion of all their money that they got from microtransactions and they put towards these tournaments. Well,
Game over.
at
Break.
first,
That's a
before
defeat.
the game came out, alright, they said, alright, we're going to be doing a Halo 5 tournament and we're going to have the prize pool at $1 million. But a portion of this money that gets spent towards our microtransactions for like cosmetics and different things and maybe get a little bit of an advantage in the game in Warzone and whatnot, which I could still turn around and kill people just as easily with the normal weapons in Warzone. I didn't need all the really crazy cool stuff, but they do help at times too. And the prize pool ended up getting up to $2.5 million. It was one of the biggest cash prize pools for a video game in the US that I've ever heard of. I mean, some of these other
think I did actually set a record, but I mean now
old games. I know
that
Dota. I know Dota does some pretty good prize pools.
Pretty high prizes.
So I can't be 100% sure, but for as much as I know, I think that was the highest prize pool for any game in the US. Was $2.5 million, and that was because of microtransactions. So I thought that was cool that they felt confident
Strongholds.
and everything else
Get ready to mark your turf.
that they could do this and put some money toward us, give the money back to us. I mean, that's how much 343 cares about their fans, in my opinion. If they can turn around and do that
Enemy
on
team
a
scoring.
constant basis.
Enemies halfway to the win.
Oh, I totally forgot how
That
to go
round's a
forward
loss.
in this game. I was honking my horn. I've been playing too much Grid 2. But yeah, so I think that is really, really cool stuff. And I think Halo 5 probably found the perfect formula for DLC and microtransactions. So I will give Halo 5 343 complete props to figuring it out compared to everyone else. Everyone else just kind of failed, in my opinion. Well, for the most part. Titanfall 2 did really, really good too. I'll give them that, but I think it was quite a bit. 343 figured out the formula extremely well. So I don't know what you say, man. Uh-oh, I'm gonna die.
Oh, ain't that a
Bummer. Oh snap! We'll go ahead and finish out this game tag because it's awesome.
Shout out to Horde Armor for Oblivion.
We got 1 minute left.
About that? Yeah,
No.
I was one of the suckers that bought that shit. Oh, wow.
You're on the chopping block.
It was like
That's
$5,
cool.
and it gave you armor for your horse.
Hey, I will also give you this. I will give props to 343 for this one. All right. I have never, ever have spent any money on microtransactions in my entire life until 343 and Halo did. Oh, what was it? They did. So I'm a big fan of Nathan Fillion. All right. They turned around and they did spokespeople, like announcers, for Halo 5. All right, and they pulled out a microtransaction for it. I am not gonna lie, I absolutely 100% bought that microtransaction so I can have Nathan Fillion be my announcer.
Talk to you.
We got 1 minute
Talk
left.
to me. So yes,
See, okay.
that, if you guys hear
This-
the announcer, that would
Oh,
absolutely
ain't
be
that a
him.
game over? A
But-
break. That's a defeat.
So
Yeah,
you know, this is
it
just
was
my
cool
whole
because they
stance
came
on-
out with like 4 different like announcers in the regular one, and that's like the only way to get it. So I think that was like the coolest cosmetic in the game, and something I totally absolutely had to have. So I totally put extra money in getting the thing I wanted, which everyone, you know, there are plenty of people that want those extra skins or weapon skins and all that other fun jazz. So
Yeah.
so
Okay.
I give them
so,
props for that.
Yeah, I feel like as long as it's like purely cosmetic and stuff like that, like, then it is completely fine because you know that kind of takes, you know, unbalancing the game out completely. But
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I'm not actually really sure how I feel about the whole, you know, the whole Halo 5 microtransactions, actually, just because um, it it doesn't necessarily, like, if you are able to get some stuff that could, change the tide of the game, quote unquote. Okay, granted, it's in Warzone, blah blah blah. It's a more casual experience. Um, but when it gets to the point where, yeah, you could possibly get something that is super baller,
Yeah,
like a legendary certification for like a weapon or whatever,
like a Phaeton.
from a yeah, you know what I mean? Like, dude, that's like, you got that because you paid for it. I don't
I don't
know.
even think I've gotten a
I don't
certification
really
for
know.
Phætons yet. I've
Yeah,
almost got
no,
every
I definitely
certification
haven't.
too. It's insane.
I stopped playing after a while.
Yeah. Well, anyways,
Yeah.
so
Meanwhile, I have like 3.5 or 4 months total game time logged into Destiny, and the game's been out for 3 years. All right.
horrible,
So
horrible,
I
horrible.
would have played a lot more than that if they had done the
The
DLC
biggest
correctly.
grind in a first-person shooter I've ever seen, dude.
Well, yeah,
That's
it's
what drew me
supposed to be
away.
like
It was
that.
horrible. I got so bored of it doing the same thing over and over again. I can't do. I'm not one of those guys that can sit there and do the same thing and play against retarded bots that you can run through.
Well,
You know?
later they changed the formula, and you could actually get max light level from like a number of different activities and stuff like that. So you weren't forced to just do the same thing over and over and over again. Like if you felt like doing some Crucible, yeah, you'll sometimes get a drop that'll carry you higher to your, max light. If you ended up doing some strikes, yeah, of course. Like that used to be like the go-to for, leveling up and stuff like that. Um,
Well, we
raids, whatever.
we should call it
It's
good,
good.
man. It was a good web show. Anyone who
Yep.
is watching this, you can find us on Mixer. I am at mixer.com. It's underscore up. I mean, Marv underscore up. I totally
Ooh,
failed
you
that.
messed that one
It's
up.
it's
Ooh, you
mop up
messed
Marv
that
with
one up so
underscores. All right, yeah, just horrible.
bad.
Gosh, where's my brain at?
ITZ underscore mop underscore
Underscore
up
up
underscore
underscore
Marv.
Marv. All right, and you can also find
Pew, pew.
Trogdor here
At mixer.com/Trogdor Trogdor 889. I'd love to have
hit
you
some
guys hang out with
followers.
us. It's good.
Hit that like on YouTube. Everything else, go ahead and leave comments or send us messages. You guys can also get to know our club and everything else on Xbox Live. You guys are more than welcome. Join our streams, join the conversation, and everything else. So, anyways, this is Voices in Your Head, and we are going out of your mom's basement. Adios.
Voices in your head. Peace.